I'm John Sadler from Sadler Sports Insurance, and I appreciate the opportunity to address your state Dixie meeting by way of this short video. First, I would like to give you a brief tour of our website where you can get complete information and services. Go to www.sadlersports.com and click on the link to Dixie Youth, Dixie Boys, or Dixie Softball. I'm going to click on the Dixie Youth link for the demo, but the web pages for all three programs are very similar in terms of navigation, content, and services. Here's the Dixie Youth page. Notice that the limits and the rates for accident, general liability, and directors and officers crime and equipment, along with the rates, can be found on this page. If you want a complete description of coverage for each policy, you can click here to get a detailed coverage description. If you want to apply for coverage online, you should click here, where you can get a quote, apply, make payment, and print off your proof of coverage documents in several minutes. 91% of our clients apply online because they want instant service on a 24/7 basis. The other 9% click here on print application, and they complete the PDF form, and they mail, scan an email, or fax the application and check to us. Coverage is effective immediately upon receipt at our office. However, it takes us up to 10 business days to issue your proof of coverage documents and to email them back to you. You want to permanently save the coverage confirmation email that we send back to you, as it has important links that you'll need to print copies of your coverage documents, add delete team forms, and claim forms. It also includes a link where you can self-issue new certificates of insurance for new field owners at any time. In addition, it includes the password access to our risk management section. Here's the link to our risk management services. Here's our risk management page. The left-hand side is available to anyone and has a number of important articles, forms, and programs on injury prevention and lawsuit protection. The right-hand side is password protected and available exclusively to our current clients, and has our best and latest training videos on general safety at the ballpark and sex abuse molestation, as well as Word doc templates on risk management programs that you can adopt, where we've already done 95% of the work for you, and all you have to do is to fill in a few blanks. Once again, you get the password in your coverage verification email, or you can call our office. And now for a brief overview of the 2014 insurance changes. We selected a new accident carrier this year, ACE Insurance Company. We received competitive quotes from 3 different carriers, and ACE provided the best proposal. We also selected a new claims administrator, American Specialty, and we're confident that they'll provide excellent claims administration services. The accident rate changes are simply a function of the actual loss history over the past 3 to 5 years. We work closely with the carriers to make sure that the rates are set at a level where they earn the smallest possible profit. Under the accident policy, the rates for Dixie Youth will increase by 10%, but please note that the cumulative rate decreases over the past 4 years have totaled 20%. The rates for Dixie Boys will increase by 27%, but the cumulative rate decreases over the past 4 years have totaled 22%. The rates for Dixie Softball will decrease by 5%, and the cumulative rate decreases over the past 4 years have totaled 5%. Under the general liability policy, there will be a 7% rate increase, which is consistent with overall market trends for commercial insurance. But please note that we've negotiated cumulative rate decreases of 45% over the past 7 years. Under the directors and officers liability, crime, and equipment policies, there will be no rate change. The endorsed insurance program is not only extremely price competitive, but it also has many custom coverage enhancements that you're not likely to get from any other source. Under the general liability policy, we have a $2 million each occurrence limit, which is now required by many facility owners along with the same limit for sex abuse and molestation and non-owned and hired auto liability. Non-owned and hired auto liability is critical to protect your league against lawsuits arising from the use of personal vehicles and rental cars. Also, our policy does not include many of the dangerous exclusions that are commonly found on sports policies, such as athletic participants, volunteer versus volunteer, bleacher collapse, and assault and battery. On the directors and officers policy, we recently added coverage enhancements for data breach, if a hacker breaks into your system and steals confidential information, if you get sued as a result of a libelous statement posted on your website or social media, or if a coach is sued for improper coaching instruction which allegedly results in loss of a college scholarship or a pro career. Also, our accident and general liability policies now automatically cover fall ball at no additional charge. As a result of the media publicity of the Sandusky incidents at Penn State, sports insurance carriers are worried that more people will start coming forward and filing lawsuits. There are now 3 requirements that you must comply with to get the $2 million sex abuse and molestation coverage. Number 1, have a system in place to run background checks on all paid and volunteer staff. Number 2, implement written policies and procedures to make an incident less likely to occur, such as the use of a buddy system where a single child is never alone with a single unrelated adult, and a prohibition of overnight sleepovers. And 3, have a written allegation response plan with the requirement that all allegations must be reported to law enforcement. In the past, only number 1 was required, but starting in 2013, numbers 2 and 3 were also required. Otherwise, your coverage for sex abuse and molestation will be voided in the event of an incident. Quite frankly, numbers 2 and 3 do a lot more to protect your kids than number 1, even though number 1 is required under law to show that you've done your minimum due diligence. The risk management section of our website includes some excellent sources of criminal background check vendors, ranging from the least expensive to the most expensive, depending on the level of services provided. If you're worried about how you're going to comply with number 2 and 3, don't be. We provide a one-page document that takes care of these requirements. This one-page document is included in our application, or you can print it from the risk management section of our website. Here's a one-page document. It's called Sex Abuse Molestation Risk Management Program, short form. All you have to do is to formally adopt the program and implement it. You distribute it annually to all of your administrators and staff, and it satisfies your notification and education requirements. The threat of liability from concussions is the latest concern in the eyes of the general liability insurance carriers. They're extremely worried about all the negative media publicity and the possibility of class action lawsuits. It's not just the injury that evidences itself immediately after a concussion. They're even more worried about the long-term brain injury from repeated subconcussive impacts. Many insurance carriers are now limiting coverage for concussions. Ours is not at this time. Some states have passed legislation that requires youth sports organizations to implement concussion training programs. The risk management section of our website has a link that summarizes the status of the concussion laws in each state. Everyone understands that concussions are a big concern in youth football and soccer. They account for 5.64% of total injuries in youth football and 4.5% in youth soccer. However, the numbers for youth baseball and youth softball are not far behind. It's critical that coaches, parents, and players are trained and educated on the health impact of concussions, signs and symptoms, and how to respond, and return to play protocol. The risk management section of our website has a section devoted to concussions. We've developed a simple one-page risk management program that coordinates with the CDC website for free online video training for coaches and an information fact sheet handout for staff, parents, and players. If you have any questions, please call us or visit our website. Thanks for your time today, and we very much appreciate your business and support.